Okay, my loves, for the second card. Again, I'm trying to cut them short just so that I can fit them on Instagram. And well, Facebook pretty much goes through. But they will be, or the full 3 parts will be on YouTube, so you can watch the whole connection of all of these cards. So the other one, wow, I'm still in awe of, wow, the messages that are being channeled today. It's so freaking amazing. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to pull cards today. But it's like, no, I'm supposed to every morning pull a card and go into channeling mode and allow Spirit to work through me with messages that are needed to be heard at this time. So most of the time when the message, all of the time, the messages come through when I'm being channeled, when I'm channeling, when Spirit is channeling through me, is always a message that you may need to hear at this moment, or at the moment that you decide to watch the video, right? It doesn't have to be at this very moment, but if you're drawn to the video, it's probably because you're ready to hear the message and it's something that applies or resonates with you at the time that you choose to look at it, right? So the other card was taking steps. And like I was saying earlier, really, we don't have to stay in a stuck situation. We really do not. You know, that is our free will and choice to stay stuck or not to stay stuck. But if we're contemplating and trying to figure out what to do, which direction to go through, the best way to begin that process is to just start planting seeds and taking baby steps, one little step at a time. Sorry, there goes the train. This is a busy morning again. But just, we kind of know how things feel. Oh, there we go, honking the horn. Tooting the horn. So we kind of know what things feel like, how we feel when we're in a situation, right? When we're going through an experience. We know if it feels right, if it feels wrong. And we also know deep down inside, if we really took the time to just sit with ourselves, really truly sit with ourselves and let that stuff come up, we kind of inside already know within ourselves what we would like to see for ourselves moving forward, you know, what we feel will emotionally fulfill us. And we learned that through our experiences, right? And the lessons are what are to teach us that, right? So it's really feeling through. What is it that you want to do? What do you visualize in your mind? You know, and usually when you connect to your guidance, your spirit guides, your intuition, it comes in as a very gentle energy. So that's how you know it's your intuition, and that's what you want to listen to, because it already knows. Like I said, our soul's been through so much already. It already knows what the end of this game is going to look like. Our intuition knows all of this, right? It's just us remembering that, and that means get through those lessons that we didn't learn before, or learn the lessons that we chose to learn now, or go through the experiences that we chose to go through at this time, right? So if you sit with yourself and you take some breaths and you just connect with yourself, you're going to hear that gentle voice within tell you what the next step is, especially if you're in a place of confusion and being stuck, right? Being stuck, not knowing what path to go on. Just take that time with yourself, you know? Envision yourself as a child, right? If you think about yourself, here we go, we're channeling. If you think about yourself as a child, even if we've gone through traumatic experiences as a child, the child is still innocent and free, right? In our minds, our imagination, you know, the things that we imagine ourselves doing, right? The power to just visualize And a lot of us as children who have gone through traumatic experiences will try to switch that energy, not knowing it consciously, right? Because we're children, but we protect ourselves in a sense. And we create a world in our mind that feels good, right? Whether that's flying. And I remember when I was a child, when I would try to get out of my challenging time as a child, from 6 years old on, it was after my mom died, my father remarried. It was a rough childhood. But I had such an imagination. Oh my gosh. And I also feel now when I think of it that I was connecting with the other realms as a child, and most children do. You know, you ever hear the children who can see spirits? They can see your loved ones and they talk to them. And then those children that can recall in detail past lives that they experience. Like they can, you know, I think I see in a video one time where this little boy was talking to a pilot in a plane. I have to find that video and put it out. And he knew everything about this fighter pilot, plane, whatever, this fighter plane that they used in the war, because he was a pilot, a fighter pilot in a war. I don't remember which war it was. He knew all of the gadgets in there. I mean, this is a kid who, God, he couldn't have been more than 4 years old, 5 years old, maybe, you know. But just imagine, you know, that freedom that we had as children to just visualize and to just recall and remember these things from our lives, that as we grow, we go through life, you know, society and programming and limiting beliefs now block all of that true knowing, right? Those true experiences, like knowing where you really came from, you know, who you were in a past life and what lesson you chose to, you know, as a child, we're just so damn innocent, right? So bring yourself back to that place, you know, of, I'm not really stuck. I'm just choosing to stay stuck because it's just easier to be somewhere where it's familiar to me rather than taking the steps to change, because I created this world of protection because of whatever experiences I went through. I shut my heart down. I stopped, you know, believing and trusting, loving, you know, because of my experiences. If we can get ourselves out of that mindset and shift that energy into that pure innocence that we had as a child, the joy, the way that we can just connect and let go, heal that stuff and let it go so we can get back into that place. But as far as the envisioning and visualizing, we can do that still, you know? We can still visualize, and we do, really unknowingly or unconsciously, we really do, you know, especially if we're in a situation where we're stuck. I'm sure we'll sit there and start, you know, what they call daydream, right? We start dreaming about the life we wish we had, you know, and who we wish we were. And I wish I didn't have these fears, and I wish I didn't have these anxieties and all these things. But talking about it is not going to resolve or help heal you. Yes, bringing it up and acknowledging it. Yes, absolutely. Saying those things, because again, that's being truthful with yourself. I'm an anxious person. I am a fearful person. You know, this scares me. That, you know, I'm worry about this. I worry about that. Right? You're being honest with yourself. So that's the first step to healing, is really acknowledging that. Right? But just take that and switch it into visualizing it being different and feeling it to the core of what that feels like to be in that energy. And I feel like that will build momentum, and not only in rising and raising your vibration. Because when we raise our vibration, again, as I was saying, when I was in that place of raising my vibration, and I always feel like I raise my vibration like now when I'm connecting with spirit and channeling. But when you raise your vibration, the possibilities are limitless. We can do anything, right? Now take that and start taking the baby steps to create into it and allow yourselves to start doing those things that gave you joy, those passions, those things that you like to do. Remember them and start doing them again. I am channeling so much today. I'm sorry, I'm going on and on and on. So let's read this in details, taking steps. All right, my loves. Whew. I hope that you guys, that these messages are resonated, because Spirit really wanted you to hear this. So we must be in the collective going through a lot of this stuff and challenges. Like I said, it's just temporary. We can get ourselves out of it. We can do whatever we want to do. We just have to trust ourselves. A woman is ascending stairs that lead up to a beautiful sunlit palace. This card is telling you that there are some steps you must be ready to take in order to move forward to your goals. Now is the time to identify the specific tasks necessary to accomplish your desires. You may have been on this journey for some time, but you're ready to consider a wider perspective and try a new approach. That is so true. Like I was saying earlier, again, it's the soul's journey back to your heart, right? Our journey can be a continuation from what we didn't complete from a past life. So just imagine trying to get to that palace from one lifetime to the next lifetime to never getting there. Right? Frustrate anybody, right? But I feel, because this is a time now where we are really shifting the energies. A new world is being created. People are becoming more awakened, more aware of this, right? They're starting to understand where a lot of this stuff is coming from. And that is going to help them moving forward if they let go of the fear that kept them stuck in the first place, right? The unknowing, not fearing the unknown, allowing yourself to go through it, right? So I really do feel like, yeah, we've been going through this journey to get to that palace. We could have been doing it for lifetimes, right? But this time period now, I just feel like it's just so important. Like I really do feel like we really are awakening to our true possibilities now. We're knowing, and I think a lot of it is just self-awareness, understanding all the amazing healers who are out there, the motivators, the motivational speakers, the gurus that are out there that are trying to awaken people, to let them see that the mind is a powerful tool, and we can shift, because everything is energy. We can shift that energy into the possibilities in having the amazing life, because that is what we are meant for. Success, happiness, joy, abundance, prosperity, true love, authentic love, unconditional love is there waiting for us. We just have to get back to that place of remembering that we have the power to shift that energy at any time, to be open to receive all of those blessings that are waiting there for you, right? Have you ever experienced when you thought of something that you wanted to manifest, and you might have thought about it just in an instance, like you didn't even give it thought, you just like, I would love to see myself doing this. At that moment, when it comes like that, is when you are really in your true alignment, right? And did you ever notice or ever experience